going on there, YouTube?
What's up, everybody?
So I'm dressed up and ready and decked just for this one. Nah, not really. I just came. I just got off work. And this dude, he had a day off, and he's been chilling.
I'm telling people my business, man. Y'all don't need to know that. Just know I'm here now.
Anywho,
just know that.
This is SEL 0320.
It's Joe Johnson 030.
So we're back for the final review of the series Daredevil. So ironically, the last episode is named Daredevil. To chime in from what happened in the last episode before it, Wilson Fisk. A lot of people have been having this misconstrued notion that we've been saying fish. We're saying Wilson Fisk. Fisk. We've got a...
I said fish a couple times.
I know he has, but I've been saying Fisk. And I've been on the record saying, look, we've been saying Fisk. Anyway, Wilson Fisk, he went to Ben Urich's location because it was so crazy, because there's a scene where Ben Urich, he's going through some of his files, and one of the pictures, it shows something about like a battle that's going on in New York, and I'll tell you exactly what it said. I know it's irrelevant at this point, but at the same time, I thought it was so super cute. I don't have it. Crap, you took it with your phone, didn't you?
What?
Yeah, I took it with his phone, so it doesn't matter.
Did I text it to you?
Nah. Anyway, but when he was going through it, it had like one of the creatures that had fallen down in the fight with the Avengers in New York, and I thought that was really awesome. But then he goes and sits down. He just came off of talking to his wife about what he needs to do, his purpose and stuff like that. And basically, Kingpin goes up to him. He says, like, look, was there anybody else with you? He basically knows. Like, he has an idea of what happened and everything. And he basically says, like, look, I'm not here to silence you or buy you off. I'm here to take you out of this world. And I was like, man, I was so salty. I was like, this is Karen's fault, because Karen is dealing with the morality complex because she killed Wesley. And I was like, man, like, not that she should have died too, but she was direct fault of it. And the fact that I felt like since episode 1, her hands have been bloody, like literally, symbolically, and just in doing the things that she's been doing. Like, the city has turned her to that point, but this blood is really on her hands, and Ben Urich gets killed because of it. And the episode starts off with the funeral, and it was really sad, and it was really crazy that the fact that this wife of Ben Urich has so much strength that she would go and tell the girl that she has to know that her involvement really put him in that situation, because Karen basically said, like, look, this is my fault. And she said, no, like, if we had a child, we would expect it to be just like you. And I was like, dang, that woman's got some heart. And not just that, like, she was taken care of by Ben because of the life insurance that he had. And it was just really sad. And I think that Matt took it the worst, because he knows for a fact that, like, he put him involved as much as Karen did. And he knew he had to do something about it. But it's all been going full circle. Everything that's been kind of happening. What happened to Wesley? What happened to all of Wilson Fisk's team? Like, he basically killed all of them, indirectly or directly. Like, the Asian guy got killed by Daredevil. He got set on fire, but they let him set on fire and let him go out. The Russians, he definitely decapitated one of the brothers and let Daredevil kill the other one. And I mean, everybody else is like in the fold. But what I thought was so interesting is that the Asian lady, like, she's an OG.
She got out of Dodge, boy.
Like, I'm willing to tell y'all that she has got something to do with the Iron Fist story arc. And I think that she's a major character, because she put this move on Daredevil. She said, why? He went flying back. I was like, what? And she's not even gonna be moving. She's just hobbling around. I was like, yeah, she's OG status. That's why I think that the Kingpin has so much respect for her, because he knows what she's truly capable of. But in this one, basically, the Kingpin has all the cards at this point, because he's got the public on his side. He doesn't have any faults, basically, that's happening for him, other than the fact of one person. And that one person was, what's his name? Leland. Leland is the guy that I had told Joe. I was like, Joe, when it happened, when everybody got poisoned, I was like, why is this ninja the only one that didn't take a sip of the wine? Why? Like, why is he the only one? I was like, he was the one that was basically saying the same exact thing that the Asian lady was saying, that you need to get your act together and get out of the face of this girl, because she's swaying you away from business. And so my thought a long time ago was that he had a hand in it. And basically he confessed it. And he said, like, look, yeah, I did it. But you know what? There's nothing that you can do about it, because the fact is that I have all your money. And I have all control of all of it. And I have all my assets secured somewhere else. And if you do try to do anything against me, you're going to put yourself right in the lime's life and showing who you really are. And he's like, you're just too emotional, basically. I was like, this dude is going to snap. Like, I knew he was going to snap, but I didn't expect him to be as stupid as to just go ahead and kill Leland. What did he do? He threw him out. He threw him off
down the elevator shaft.
Yeah. I was like, he's all jacked up. He ain't come back from Rush Hour 4. I was like, gosh. Oh. But yeah, he killed him. And not just that, I forget how Matt, Foggy and Karen, they finally get together. And to me, they're not lawyers. They're really just detectives. They're really kind of like investigative journalists trying to figure out cases, because they ain't had any clients at all. They're doing so much research work. I was like, man, they good at their job. They might as well just be, you know. But they found out the perfect way to be able to find and take out Fisk in a certain kind of way. And basically it all fell down on Fisk on a way that I didn't expect.
Was it Detective Hoffman? He was the key in the investigation.
Exactly.
So once they found the location of him and pretty much rescued him, because the cops came in shooting, like his the warehouse he was hiding out in, and man, they killed all the guys that were guarding him, and they're about to kill him. And Daredevil swooped in, so Hoffman was the key. Once they had Hoffman, they brought down the entire operation.
They did, man. But it wasn't easy, because Hoffman, he had blood all over from the stuff that was going on, and Daredevil was like, look, you better get your act together. I think he punched him a couple times. He's like, look, you better do what you gotta do. Yeah. And he did it. He confessed it in front of all these. I was like, oh man, it's about to go down. And then what's so crazy is that, like, Kingpin's, well, future wife, in my opinion, is upping at him and moving and stuff like that. And she's like, what's going on, you know? And he's like, look, you need to listen very carefully. I have no idea what he says.
Don't know what he says.
We still don't know. But all we know is that she made her way to a helicopter, ready for him, essentially. But he had given her a ring to leave. My prediction is this. I think that he tied all the assets, all the stuff and the money that he has, and he pushed it to her on an offshore account, and took everything that Leland had and rerouted it. Because I think that Wesley, even though they say that Leland had control of most of the finance, I don't think that's the case. Because he kind of insinuated that Wesley had been investigating the money track that Leland was siphoning out. And that's how he found out about Leland doing what he was doing. So I think that, in all honesty, that he put a lot of weight on her accepting the marriage. And she accepted the marriage, and she's directly in tie with it. So whatever happens to him gets pushed onto her, I think. That's just one of my predictions with it. But when they capture him, and they kind of like take him away, he quotes from, what was it?
The Bible.
What specifically? What was the,
Parable of the Good Samaritan.
Yeah. Do you want to describe what he meant by, or how he was describing it, I guess? What part of it was he was describing? Do you remember?
Yeah.
I need your help. I don't remember it.
You remember it?
No, I don't. Seriously. Come on, man.
Anyway, so the parable, she was talking about the Good Samaritan, and you know the parable of the Good Samaritan goes like this. You know, there was a guy who was robbed and nearly beaten to death, and then he was laying on the side of this road. So there was a priest and a Levite. Both the guys seen him on the road, and both times that these guys were passing, they both passed him by. And he was saying, and pretty much Fish was like, all right, look, man, I'm not the priest, I'm not the Levite. He was like, I'm the dude who attacked the
man on the road.
The man on the road. And it was pretty crazy. Like he was scary in that scene, man.
He was, because like the cops were like, what in the world is up with this dude? He's on some other joint, you know? And all of a sudden, like, you starting to hear, like, I was like, man, this is a Dark Knight moment. This is the Joker being locked up and getting like his way with the cops, basically. and so many people just all of a sudden just getting popped off. I was like, I ain't seen so much death in this episode. It was blood everywhere, and they basically get him out, and he's just kind of walking down the street like nonchalantly, like, you know what? What can you do to really stop me? And then all comes the epic moment of when you see. Before I even get to the epic moment, when Daredevil goes and confronts the guy that was making the suit, the guy was like, look, you better take care of the business. Like, look, I promise you I'm going to take the Fisk down. And he gives him the suit. He kind of looks at it, and he's like, it's kind of red, but it's going to protect you, XYZ. He's like, it's perfect. We see the shot of this man in this suit. I was like, that erases all memories of the old suit. Like, I was like, ooh, he's going down. And like, he jumps down, and like, he started using his batons. And Joe started geeking because he started attaching it together. Yeah, I was like, whack, 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 whack. I was like,
those wooden sticks, man, wasn't getting, man. Those wooden sticks wasn't getting. He needed that real
joy. And I mean, he takes basically most of them out, you know. And Fisk basically was on a run at that point, and he was trying to get out. And Daredevil put him in a corner. I was like, this is symbolic of Hell's Kitchen, like. Having somebody cornered is what is usually ideal in this situation, but for the first time now, the hunter becomes the prey, and it's being attacked by the person that is professing himself to be the devil. And it was really crazy because, like, I felt like really Wilson was truly, he was really like...
Pause, y'all. Y'all just heard what he said. he did that reference, man. It all came full circle. Stop the review. We done.
No.
We done. That's the point. That's the thing, man. Oh man.
Anyway, the fact that he put him in a corner like that, it was like this caged animal that nobody had been even thought about, like capable of trying to attack. Like, Daredevil wasn't afraid of anything. That solidifies him as the man without fear, because nobody that's crossed Fisk has really lived. Honestly, nobody. And so this guy becomes the man without fear, but then he identifies with something that is afraid. He's really afraid of, but he's turning it back on somebody else. And so when they go into the fight, I was like, yo, he's giving him that business. But then the suit, it held up against a lot, because like Wilson was putting in blows. Like, he was taking stuff.
Flying off his
I was like, God, dog. He was getting punched. There's blood everywhere. But I was like, you know what? He's going to come out on the end, because for the first time ever, he identifies with who he is. And he's not afraid of what he has to do. And the fact that he even said it, he's like, look, I'm not the bad guy. When he finally brought Fisk down, and the cop kind of was like, yo, who are you? You know, he's like, oh, you that dude with the black. It's like, yeah. He's like, what you going to do now? He didn't. But he basically was like, look, I'm not the bad guy. He's like, I'm calling it in, like, yo, Fisk, you going down, you know? And it was such an awesome, cool moment. It felt kind of cliche to a fault. I really wanted a lot more dramatic things to kind of happen in the season finale, but at the same time, I don't see it being any other way. If this was the end of the whole entire series, which I don't think it is, then I could see them, like, doing a lot more, but they left this open for so much. They left it open for him to be not only a part of maybe the Avengers later on, or being connected with people like Spider-Man. They left it for when the Luke Cage, when Iron Fist, and when all the other Netflix comic TV shows come out, that they're gonna have serious groundwork. Like, this is basically their Man of Steel for the TV universe. And so Marvel just took a step up, y'all. Like, they were doing groundwork with like Spider-Man and the Avengers, but it's so cliche because they try to connect it so much with the movies. And the movies, of course, have been killing it. Like, when Guardians of the Galaxy and Winter Soldier came out, those were the top movies last year. And I guarantee you that Avengers is going to be still one of the top movies. But for them to come out with a TV series that I can identify with, that's gritty, that's real, that keeps you captivated, but it has so much different in symbolicism of Matt Murdock and the Daredevil, that I was like, man, this is one of the best shows I've seen in a long time. And I cannot wait for season 2. Everybody's been asking, are they coming out with season 2? You guarantee? No, I don't know. I can't see why they wouldn't, because it's going to generate some revenue. When that Blu-ray come out, I'm buying it the day of. Just like House of Cards came out on Netflix and didn't come out on HBO or anything like that, came out on Netflix. That's still one of the top shows out right now. So Netflix has got that weight based on Daredevil, and everybody that I knew has at least heard of Daredevil now. And they don't talk about it in this salty kind of sense of like, oh, you're talking about that Bat flick or whatever, or that Ben Affleck terrible travesty or whatever. They talk about like, yo, just that show, you know. And it's for something to get turned around in less than a week, that shows true power. And so yeah, Disney and Marvel know exactly what they're doing. The episode, I give it 10 out of 10. Just because it ended off in a perfect way. It wasn't the best episode for me, but I give it 10 out of 10 because it ended the way that it should have, of leaving you like ready for season 2. And like, yeah, I liked it. But what are your closing thoughts on the show?
I have to reiterate what you just said. You drew a parallel between how the final fight between Daredevil and the Kingpin took place, and how it was the same with like his father. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I didn't make that connection. That's deep, bro. Like, think about that. Think about that, right? So his father, while he was a boxer, how he would win, he would corner his enemies and just like supposedly let the devil out. You know what I'm saying? Same finish. That's crazy. All right, I'm done.
So you give it a 10?
I give this 10. Yeah.
Yo, what in the world? Okay. Okay. Anyway, YouTube, thanks for joining us for all these reviews. We put like serious man hours. Me and Joe tallied out when we did the other few episodes. It was like a total of 7 hours, including recording. That was just for one day. The day before that, I have no idea how many times. But we really appreciate all of y'all that's been going out and checking out all our views and commenting. It's been really awesome and engaging. If y'all want us to try to do something like this again, please let us know, because it's a hard undertaking and it is like tiring, and we do work regularly, but we love to do things like this, and we do geek out. And the expression of being able to share it with somebody else is even more of a deeper level thing for me and for Joe. So thanks y'all for joining us with this. Hopefully you liked this review. If you did, leave a like below, please. If you want to see more, please subscribe and leave any comments of what y'all thought about Daredevil, what y'all thinking about Luke Cage, what do y'all think about Iron Fist about to come out. What do y'all think about that Batman versus Superman, baby? Because it's coming. Sorry, you know I had to do it. Later, YouTube.